City series cigars and Citrus 7s, black cement 3s, 4s, the hairs and bread 11s. No doubt that I'll be wearing some fire at any sighting. With these Doran Becker 5s, you can see me in any lighting. It's exciting, I'll be flexing to the coldest degree. What's up, everybody? It's Sneakerhead M Checks. I got the 2026 Flint Gray 9s releasing Saturday, January 24th. So as usual, we're going to take a cool detailed look at the shoe from all angles. I'm going to put these on and step around them, see how they look on feet. After that, I'm going to share my opinion on these, and I'm going to talk about release predictions, when to buy, and all that stuff. So let's get right to it. Leather's all over the place on these, but it looks nice here. Suede feels alright. Lace thickness seems on point. Looks almost perfect. And the blue on these seems a little bit lighter than I recall it being on the original pair. Lots of glue stains and little defects on these all throughout, this area. And that's on both shoes. You can see over here you got some glue stains as well. The leather on these is so ass compared to the original. It's barely tumbled on these, and the quality is just nowhere near what it is on that 2002 pair. It's not even close. But yeah, besides the glue stains and stuff of that sort, I've seen some pairs come with shape defects too, which doesn't really matter when you're wearing the shoe, but it's still annoying when you take them off and put them back in the box and you see that funny shape, especially before you wear them. It's like unmotivating to wear the shoe. But yeah, I would expect all types of defects on these. They may not necessarily be major, but they're there. Here in the back, there's a lower cut above the 23 compared to the first pair. Like, there's definitely more space right here, like on this part on the originals, making this part a little bit shorter, but it's not a huge difference. Gray interior on these with a white outer on this sock liner, cushion, cover, or whatever. And insoles are gray as well with a French blue Jumpman on them. Outsoles are white with the navy Jumpman. And these are always a pain in the ass to keep clean. I don't believe in cleaning the bottom of my shoes unless it's a translucent outsole. But I just hate how the toe, like this part right here, and the heel like up here show dirt so easily on these, with the white outsole. Special color box. It's the same style that we've been getting 9s in, just in the Flint Gray and French blue colorway, to match the shoes. White paper inside, and here's the box label. Air Jordan 9 Retro in white, French blue, and Flint Gray. Here's a quick all-around view of the shoe. Alright, now see they look on feet. When niggas stashes up, my money real right like most cars passengers. Start off in the back seat, end up in the passenger. So good, make me wanna eat it, I don't fast with her. Plus her ass nice, good view if you get in back of her. We falling for each other, it's mutual, I collapse with her. When we first met, had to bag her like I was trapping. Now we in between. These are cool, fire, classic colorway. They got that nostalgic vibe I always enjoy feeling. Quality is not good though. Like I mentioned and showed earlier, there's a lot of little defects on them. I haven't touched enough pairs to really call it, but from what I've seen, there's gonna be some bad pairs out there. And by bad, I mean defective. Like on this pair, the leather's not really that defective. It's more so like the glue stains. But that's going to vary pair to pair, shoe to shoe. Y'all know how that goes. When I first heard these were re-releasing, I was looking forward to them. But now that I have them in hand, I don't know if I really want them that bad. I don't know why though, because they're nice. It's a good colorway, a classic colorway. They go good with this Kid Robot shirt I got on. But I don't know. I don't really feel like I need them. And I feel like that's just a sign that I don't. I don't know, these shits is fire. Usually in cases like this, I would hold on to them on some just in case type shit, which is what I might end up doing. But honestly, with all the heat dropping this year, I'd probably be okay without having these. Or am I tripping? I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence about them as far as, personally copping. I'm also just trying to get more strict on what I keep. Like, I'm real quick to be like, oh, nah, I'm going to keep those. Because, nothing is worse than when you had the opportunity to get a shoe and you passed for whatever reason, even if you had a good reason. But then later down the line, you decide you want them. And this isn't a shoe where I expect them to be, like really high in price later down the line, where if I did decide to spend a block on them, where I'd have to pay a whole lot for them. But it's just still like the feeling where you could have got them from a retailer and then you got to buy them from a third party and all of that. Like, it's just it just don't feel the same. I had the original pair from 2002, but after they started to crumble, I eventually sold them. I actually wore those numerous times with a crumbled sole. Like, not completely crumbled, it was just like around here. I really don't know what made me bold enough to even want to try to continue wearing them with that, but I did. I think what it was is usually when a shoe starts to crumble, you got like one more wear max out of them if they make it that far. I think that was probably my plan. I probably figured, you know what, let me just ride till the wheels fall off. And after getting through one day of wearing them and the crumbling didn't really get worse like it normally does. That like gave me the courage to say, oh, well, let me see how far I could go. It was kind of like an experiment for me at that point, because that had never happened to me before. Any other shoe that I tried to wear with any kind of crumble, like by the end of the day, shit looks significantly worse. So I don't remember how many more times I wore them, but it was, I want to say, I don't know, a good 3-4 more times. And to be clear, that is not normal. Like a sole that started to crumble lasting a couple more wears after that is not normal. Like I said before, in most cases when a shoe starts to crumble, they usually don't have much more than like one more wear in them at most. So to go multiple is really rare, at least in my experience. So I'd say I just got lucky. And I felt like it was best to get rid of them before the crumbling got worse, because they were still in one piece and it was only one shoe that was crumbling. The other one was still good. I still had to sell them for pretty low though, but it was fine because I had gotten them for a steal anyway. But that was around like 2015-ish, so it's been over 10 years. And that's why I was looking forward to this retro. But now that they're here, I don't know why I'm not really that pressed about them. And it's weird because like it's not like anything bad about the shoe. I mean, I know I said they got their defects on them, but if I really want a shoe, even though I shouldn't have to do this with the prices that we pay for these shoes, it ain't nothing to cobble a couple pairs, keep the best pair, and then resell or return the other ones if I really want the shoe. So I don't know. We'll see. Whether I end up keeping them or not, it's still a solid retro in my opinion. I can't speak high on the quality control, but as far as recreating the original release goes, they valid. No major changes, and that's what we want when a classic colorway like this re-releases. I mean, we appreciate better quality too, but yeah. Leave me a comment and let me know how you feel about these and if you plan on copping or not. I don't think Jordan ever played in these, like in any NBA games, which I never understood because these were made when he was playing on the Wizards, and as you can see, they match the Wizards jersey. And he played in the cool gray 9s, but not these. Rip Hamilton wore the Flints in games, but I've never seen any photos or footage of Michael Jordan wearing them. He bugging, that's a fit. I'm glad Rip Hamilton did it at least. Hey, yo, you know what I just realized? I should have mentioned this earlier when we was looking at the box. Y'all heard how they bring the old Jordan face boxes back? Like this box. How the fuck do these, a pair that originally came in this box, not have it this time around? I mean, it's not a big deal. The box they came in is cool. It's very fitting. But these definitely would have hit a little different if they put them in the face box. Definitely would have added some nostalgia to the mix. They said the face box was coming back in 2026 as the second Jordan release of the year. Would have been the perfect pair to start the return of the iconic face box. But watch now. They're gonna debut that 2026 face box with like some random shit. Like nothing like these that originally came in the first face box. It's gonna be like a new colorway with no nostalgia to it. Or like no connection to that like time period when the face box was dropped. I'm gonna still fuck with it regardless of what pair's in it, because the box is still nostalgic to me. But yeah, I can't wait to see which pairs they decide to put in it, because clearly they're not releasing every pair in that box. Flight Club 4s had their special box, and these, you know, like I said before, it's the same 9s box just in this color, kind of like they were doing with the 3s for a while. But anyway, it's looking like these will be easy to get for retail. The market on them is close enough for retail for most resellers to want to sit this one out. So if you want these, you don't have to worry about competing with them or any of that. They should sit around in the stores for a little, but I'm not sure how long they're gonna last. Not more than a couple of weeks if I had to guess, but I don't know. So no rush really, but if you want them, I would try to get them within like the month, just before all the retailers sell out. Because I don't know about y'all, but for me personally, even if the price is the same on the aftermarkets, I would much rather get them from a retailer. And it ain't even about like having to wait for the authentication and everything. Like I just feel better about getting the shoe from a retailer for a couple of reasons. Even if the price is a little bit more, like let's just say a shoe is $200 on GOAT, but they $215 in the store, I'd much rather spend an extra $15 to get them out of the store. And the thing about waiting is good if the shoe's gonna go on sale and you're gonna end up saving some money by waiting. But if you're gonna end up paying the same price, you know, 2-3 weeks later, the thing about waiting is if you care about defects and stuff, you got a better chance at getting a good pair on release day or closer to release day than you do, you know, a couple of days or a couple of weeks after. Because the longer you wait, especially a pair like this that's gonna have glue stains and, you know, maybe some leather defects too, people are gonna get their pairs, not like the defects, and some people are going to return them. So the longer you wait, the more time you give people to receive pairs, be dissatisfied with the defects, and return them to the store. Now, the retail stores have more defective pairs than non-defective pairs, so when you go to buy them 2, 3, 4 weeks later, the chances of you having a defective pair is higher than it was like closer to release day. And like I said, that really only matters if you care about defects and stuff. I know some people don't care as long as they get the shoe, so if that's you, then don't worry about what I just said. But if you do, and you're not going to save any money by waiting 3 or 4 weeks, you might as well just get them closer to release date to hopefully get a, you know, less defective pair. And that doesn't mean that you can't get a defective pair on release day. You can if you're not lucky to get a good pair, but y'all get what I'm saying. It's just a better chance. And I'm not trying to get y'all to rush into buying these or any other shoe if you weren't going to otherwise, but just keep that in mind if you care about defects and stuff. But yeah, if this was helpful in any way or taught you anything, I really appreciate if you liked the video. And if you're interested in more early reviews like this or any other sneaker related content, please do us both a favor and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Once you're subscribed, make sure you tap that little bell icon where the subscribe button was and select all. That way when I put a new video out, you get notified and you won't miss out on anything. Thank you all for watching. Everybody please stay safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you next time.